What is up, my friends? Welcome to the channel. Today's video, I'm going to talk about what I do to prime my mind and my body for peak performance. So I'm in school, I'm in CDL school. I go 2 days a week to go and drive a big truck with a stick shift vehicle. And every single session, I want to get the most out of each session. One session is only 1 hour, the other session is only 2 hours. And when I have that precious amount of time where I want to be learning, I want to be making gains every session, I want to make sure above all that I'm just primed. I'm in a state, like a mind and a body state, that is ready for peak performance. For me, that means I am alert yet relaxed. It means that my brain is active, but I'm still calm. It means that my body is well coordinated and my breathing is regulated. It means that my thoughts are in a positive state of mind, that I'm focused. So let's just go into what I do to prime myself for my school sessions. And this is just what I'm doing right now. It might evolve. I think you'll be able to get some ideas. And I'm also using this similar routine for when I play basketball. So when I get into my basketball games, because those can also be high pressure situations, although there's less on the line. Sometimes it still seems like a high pressure situation when you're out there on the court playing with a bunch of people. So let's get right into it. So the first thing that I do is I imagine myself shifting through all of my gears. And this is the visualization. I do this for longer periods of time, sometimes at night, but right before I'm about to drive the truck, I will close my eyes, relax, and I picture myself going, just taking off from first, slowly releasing the clutch, feeling the engine, releasing the brake, then slowly releasing the clutch again, going to gas, and then in my head I go clutch neutral, clutch second, clutch neutral, clutch third, imagining where the RPMs are, how much gas needs to happen, imagining the whole thing. And visualization is really hard, so I'm not able to see myself on the road. I'm not able to see myself making turns. There's too many unknowns. But as far as just, hitting the clutch, the gear selector, and the gas, that's all very physical for me. So I'm just imagining myself do it, and sometimes I'm even kind of moving my arm or my leg around if I'm in the right space to be able to do that. And I notice I'm getting better at visualizing that process. And I have noticed pretty big jumps in my gear shifting abilities since doing that visualization. So I'll run through that. Now I've got it to the point where it can take me less than a minute. I can just get right into it, and then I just imagine myself going through all the gears at least once. Second thing that I do just to build confidence is I have 3 affirmations. I'll say them out loud and then I'll repeat them in my head. I might just go through it once or twice. So the ones that I chose are pretty simple. I just say I have full control of my vehicle, because I like to feel that way when I drive the car, when I drive the truck. Then I say, what's my next one? I'm a great driver, because I am. And the third one, I'm good at learning new skills. So I'll go through those, and I'm not like lying to myself. I feel that those are pretty honest affirmations, because I'm doing the actions to back up what I'm saying. So anyway, that's what I say. I only go through that about once or twice. It helps me build the confidence, and with that, I kind of go into a feeling of confidence. Feeling of control is the way I like to be, like just feeling like I'm in control and I'm confident. It helps me to bring that out. The third thing that I do is I walk. I make sure to get there early before I'm in school, and as I'm walking, I'm focusing on my breathing. So I'll do like a 5 count in, slow and silent, so you shouldn't even be able to hear the air come in through the nose, feeling the air drop nice and low, and then on the way out I just relax. I'm not forcing the air out because I don't want to blow off too much CO2. So now just think about what happens when you have a panic or an anxiety attack. You start to hyperventilate. you start to take more breaths per minute. You offload CO2. And what that does is it reduces oxygen to your brain. Believe it or not, even though you're breathing faster, your brain is getting less oxygen because it's putting you in fight or flight. So your body's prepping for battle and not for any kind of like reasoning or deeper, higher level cognitive capacity skills. So I go into that slow 5-5. The Heart Math Institute found that that was the rhythm that activates heart rate coherence. It's when your body just comes into balance, your respiratory rate and your heart rate, they synchronize. So I like that aspect. But then I take it one step further, and after the exhale, I'll hold. And then I'll release, breathe in slow, and breathe out slow. Now that hold, I'm doing this while I'm walking. Today I don't have anyone to film me, so I'm just gonna be sitting. But you know, to give you the basic gist is I'm walking in a calm, collective posture. I'm breathing in, and then after I breathe out, I'll hold. I'll take 3 to 5 steps, I'll release, and then I'll breathe in light. Smooth inhale, smooth exhale. Take a few more steps, and then do that again. And what I'm doing there is I'm harnessing carbon dioxide. So just through cellular metabolism, our cells are creating carbon dioxide, shuffling it into the blood. From the blood, it goes into the lungs to be released on the exhale. But when we hold our breath after that exhale, the carbon dioxide level builds up a little bit. Carbon dioxide used to be used, people would breathe in bags to stop panic attacks. Carbon dioxide is vagotrophic, it's called, meaning that it stimulates the vagus nerve. It activates the vagus nerve, which helps to get into that flow state, into that state where you feel good, you're calm, but you're not sedated. And that's exactly where I want to be, because that's how I breathe while I'm driving in the truck, when I'm at the stop signs, while I'm on the road. I'll go back to those slow breaths. I don't hold my breath in the truck, but just by breathing in slowly and by holding my breath a little bit before I drive in my priming, I'm setting myself up for the proper breathing rhythms. So when I drive, my nervous system is in balance and I have this sense of focus yet calm. And so that's my breathing. I'll do that for a few minutes. It depends on how early I arrive to school. Next, I do something to activate my cerebellum. This I got from a neural movement system, a neurologist who studies exercise. So neurologists do this as a test for people who have strokes and maybe some other people who have other cognitive issues to rehab. And it activates the cerebellum. Cerebellum is in the back of the brain. It receives input from the motor cortex, I believe backwards, and sends it back forwards to refine it. So this is for refined motor skills and cerebellum activation. The cerebellum is it's like rate, rhythm, and force. Anything where it's rhythmic movements and your fingers and your hands. If you look at the homunculus man, which is the map of our body and our brain, our hands take up a giant amount of real estate in our brain. So when we use our fingers in ways, and our hands in ways that use dexterity, it activates our brain. There's also studies correlating grip strength to brain health, but we can get into that later. What I do is as I walk, you can start with this. And then what I do is every finger tap correlates to a step of the foot. So it's not as fast, it's just to the step of my feet. But if you're not doing it walking, you can start like this, right? Pretty easy, and then they want you to go faster. You can see I'm making mistakes because I'm not used to doing it forwards. The way I normally do it is a little bit more advanced. It might take you a second to get there, but I start one hand on the index, one hand on the pinky, and then I switch until they meet. And you can see I'm actually more used to doing that one, which is just showing me that maybe I'm getting too much into habit, which is why I like to switch my routines up. But when I first started, that one was a little bit harder to learn, one on the pinky, one on the index, and constantly switching. but it gets me activating my brain. And if I do that also like in another routine, like right before basketball or a little bit in the morning while I'm doing exercises and stretches, my brain correlates that with brain activation, with body activation. So it just heightens my overall awareness. And so to recap, just so I make sure I'm not missing anything, I have visualization. I'm personally visualizing going through the gears. I keep my visualization very simple. I try not to be too overwhelming because visualization can be very difficult. You can feel like you're not doing it right. So I focus on just one thing: gear shifting, visualization. Number 2, 5-5 breathing. Just in through the nose, out through the nose, trying to make it so there's no audible noise. So I know I'm breathing in gently and I'm breathing in low and diaphragmatically. I'm not forcing the exhale out, so I know that I'm not offloading too much CO2. My exhale is very gentle. Number 3, also correlated with breathing, it's walking, and then after the exhale, holding for 3 to 5 steps, and then just walking again until I feel like doing the next one. It might be 5 to 10 steps in between each hold. Then after that, I have my affirmations. I said my 3 affirmations that I created that work for me. I have full control of my vehicle. I'm a great driver. I'm good at learning new skills. And the finger tapping to activate the brain. I think the one last thing that I like to do, if I have enough time, is I'll go through a little full body stretch routine. So even simple things like just kind of raising my arms up overhead, maybe on an inhale, slowly bringing my hands down. I like to do the good morning stretch and any just little joint mobilization that I'll be able to do. What I'll do is I'll make a full routine, like a brain body activation on some of the stretches that I like to do to get activated. In this video, I'll just kind of leave it at that I like to go through some of my individual joints to make sure that my whole body feels connected. Doing that with the breath really seems to help. So I hope you found today's video helpful. Do you have a priming routine? Do you have any little things that you do before you have to go perform at your best? If so, let me know in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, then give it a like, subscribe to the channel. I hope you guys have a beautiful day, and I look forward to seeing you next time.